Yo, people, what you telling me? Back again for another Red Talk. Flawless, what you telling me, family?
Yo, I'm blessed, family, man. What you saying? You good first and foremost, yeah?
I'm good, bro.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
man. Yeah,
saying,
man.
man? It's just here, bro. Big up the chat. Do you know what I'm saying? The chat's cooking. Listen, it's it's getting spooky, bro. I knew it was. I knew this was coming. Like, I'm surprised it's taken this long. Do you know what I'm saying? But bro, there's already leaks now coming about the players being concerned about the quote unquote teething problems.
Yeah,
Do you know what I'm saying? And worried about the system, the manager system. That, you know, when they do this, the sources close to players and all that bollocks, like they done the sources close to the player, trying to distance Rashford from the Sancho thing because he's getting cooked online and that. Do you know what I mean? When really it was just Rashford's people basically just briefing, man. Do you know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
That's it. I
You
love this.
know,
We get to
you
that.
know what it is, innit? But yeah, man.
Yeah.
Are you surprised?
With these problems, no, I'm not, because when this is gonna sound so simple, you know what I'm saying, and so obvious, but when the team's flying and the games are being won, everything outside, everything, all the news surrounding the club is positive. When you're in the
Mm,
situation Manchester United are, and it's poor results, you're gonna hit negative. Let's say hypothetically it isn't the let's say hypothetically it is true, and the players
mm,
are unhappy. No, F these players. Couldn't get less. And this is where it falls on the manager and goes back to what I've said. Play
yeah.
different players. It's a personnel issue for me. The system I have no issue with whatsoever. I don't have a problem with the tactics. To me, you just
Mm,
have to get different people to deploy the tactics and deploy your instructions. This is why I've been saying play youth players, because you wouldn't get this. There would be no leaks of this if you're playing youth players, because they got a point to prove. They ain't fussed about all this. They just trying to break into the first team. So that's what it is. Of course, you can make certain you can adapt in certain situations against certain teams. But yeah, like I think any system can work or can't work. It's all about personnel to me. And we know these
I hear
players
you.
don't suit at 3. But guess what, people? These players didn't suit a 4. That's why he found us in 13th. This is why we broke all the records we broke last year and had the terrible season we had last year in regard to the Premier League and Champions League campaigns. So yeah, forget these players. I'm tired of it.
No, I hear you.
Hmm.
I think more than one thing can be true at the same time. Do you know what I mean? I believe that last season, the reason why Ten Hag struggled is because he recruited badly. And
Hmm.
he recruited the wrong players for the kind of football that he was trying to play. I genuinely believe that his scattergun recruitment approach, he could have only been money laundering when you look at his recruitment. Because when you look at how much he spent on Anthony, how much he spent on Hojlund,
Hmm.
do you know what I mean? And these guys, the fact that he loaned Amrabat, these guys were all SEG fucking signings, bro. So
Yeah,
he
go
was
for his
definitely
profit. His
he
8%.
bro, he definitely had he
Hmm.
definitely had an affiliate code blood for them signings. You know them ones. He was definitely getting kickback on those. So
Hmm.
the recruitment from Ten Hag was the reason why we were as bad as we were.
It's
Do you
horrible.
know what I'm saying?
Second season in
I don't
particular.
blame. I don't necessarily blame the players in the sense where you say they don't suit a 4. I think they would have suited a 4 with a better manager. Do you know what I mean? But also he could have recruited better. I can't blame Ruben for the recruitment because he wasn't here.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, he can definitely tweak the system that he uses to better suit the players he has, because there's no one can tell me that Ruben Amorim didn't know the Man United squad before he came in, because if he didn't, why did he take the job?
Oh yeah, he's fully aware, and that's why he's not blameless, despite him walking into an absolute awful situation. And if you're going into a club mid-season, normally you're going into a terrible situation, especially if it's a top club.
But
Like
normally
man,
you're going in prepared though.
yeah, you're fully aware, and I think
Mm,
he was prepared. This is me. This is just sheer speculation. Obviously, he knew it was bad. I don't think he
mhm,
realized how bad the team players was until he got here. That's what it is. Like I'm full. Like we knew, but I
mm,
think when he's seen it up close and personal, day in day out, because he has been politely calling these men terrible from the very beginning all the way up until now. Even before he took a training session, he's like, "Oh, this team lacks physicality. The youth
mm,
squad isn't up to the levels of where it's at." And with the back four, when I say it's not good enough. I'm talking about for where we want to go. Because even me, this team at the very best, we'd be sat here saying, and we've spoken on this, we need improvements. That's one thing. That's one of the few things United fans are all united on, is that these players are not good enough. Now, could you be doing better? Absolutely. The record is terrible. That's why I don't push back in regards to the criticism of Amorim. No. Only thing I say about the pushback on is when people say they're Amorim out. I say, if you're Amorim out now, you were never Amorim in to begin with. If you'd be giving him, he spent 25 million. But people already, I've had people tell me 2 games in, 3 games in, 4 games in, or he's not the manager I wanted. It's not worked. But if he would have won those 3-4 games, would you then be manager in, give him the keys? It's like, you have to give him a fair opportunity to fail, but you cannot like what you're seeing. I don't like what I'm seeing. He should be getting better results out of this lot. Because this team, as much as I don't rate them, are better than this. However, I'm saying them at their very best, it's still way short. Because I don't look at this team and go, it's a top 4 side. I didn't think that at the start of the season.
But bro, as much as it's not a top 4 side, like, listen, if Ten Hag stayed to the end of the season, he wouldn't have finished in the bottom half of the table. I could put every penny that I own, on that. So if this manager is on the trajectory to not even finish in the top half of the table, bro.
Absolutely. And that's fair criticism. They wouldn't have expected him to not finish.
They wouldn't have expected him to come in and take us backwards.
Yeah, they wouldn't have, and he is in terms of results, performances, etc. And that's why I said I hear the criticism of him. All the criticism of him, or actually not more. Most of the criticism of him is okay. This is why, whether it's you, whether it's other Manchester United fans, whether it's rival fans talking about us being worse, the way they're playing, etc. Because he's not controlling the controllables, i.e., lineups. Back to what I said originally, personnel. These are my issues with this manager: is you can play better personnel. The Leicester game, you know what Bruno gives us. You know what Dalot gives us. You know what Hojlund gives us. And when you play those 3 in the lineup, we know the lack of quality, and you persist with those 3. And that's on you. That's nothing to do with recruitment. That's nothing to do with ownership. That's solely on you. So that's why I hear that. But he has to, all he's doing is Amorim's heaping praise on him to hit the ground running from next season.
You mean pressure?
Yeah, pressure. Yeah. That's it. Heaping pressure on himself. Yeah, thank you. Heaping pressure on himself from next season to then indeed hit the ground running when you do get your own players and you are backed, because we're gonna sign players as well. Yeah, and like I say, it's not about, to me, because Polly's saying it again. To me, the formation isn't the problem. My issue is, again, I will say this: personnel.
But here's the thing, though.
Go on.
Like I keep saying, the formation is not the system. The formation is not the system at all, because if the formation was the system, then why did Tottenham, City, Arsenal, and Liverpool play the same formation and don't play the same way?
Yeah, sure.
Like people are mistaking the formation for the system. The manager can change the system without changing the formation.
Absolutely, you can tweak it. 100%.
He can tweak it, and he should tweak it to the strengths of the players. He hasn't. So, like, there's a saying, like, competence breeds confidence, innit? And this system ain't working. So why shouldn't the players complain about it, bro? The players don't want to go out there and lose every week any more than we want to see them lose. Do you know what I mean? If anyone thinks that these players are just happy to turn up to work and get done over every week, then you got another thing coming, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? As much as a lot of people may not rate some of these players, these guys are not going out there wanting to lose.
No, they're just not very good, but they don't want to lose. 100%.
Yeah,
110%, and that's where like the critique lies. But because he's in the situation he's in, where I've said this, I think the club, the ownership, wrote off this season, and when you see him do certain things, it looks like a preseason. Like the rotation, I've said this, settle on a back 3.
But preseason is only 2 to 3 weeks flawless in terms of the games.
I hear you.
It's been 2 to 3 months.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's like an extended one, because he's not going to get sacked. The board are not going to pull the plug on him unless we get relegated, which I don't believe is going to happen, because this team's worse than us. They're not going. The team are not going to. I mean, the board are not going to sack him whatsoever. So it's kind of like he has that. Whereas, yes, fans are going to criticize because we're not allowing a season to be written off. That's not us. Whereas I think the board have looked at it and have gone, yeah, okay, if you can get us an FA Cup or Europa League and we finish where we finish, cool, and then we go again. Said it, Ponzi Scheme FC, that is the aim. And the FA Cup, the way that the opportunities opened up in that, United fans need to slow their roll because we can go out to anybody. But the fact that Arsenal, Chelsea, Spurs, and Liverpool are all out, and then you've got a couple of all Premier League ties, including ours, in the next round, people are looking at it that way. Same with Europa League. Obviously, it's draw dependent. You don't know who's going to go through, etc., etc. So that's where it is. But again, they've given him this season and go, all right, let's just see what we can do. I think they wrote it off. I think genuinely the board wrote it off, and I think the window shows that because they didn't go, okay, let's try. We're weaker going out of the window in terms of numbers than we are going in. No, we're weaker coming out of it.
So
go on.
Here's my thing.
Go on.
Here's my thing. Even though you're saying that, what you're saying makes sense. However, the action of bringing in a new manager in itself shows that they didn't write the season off. Because if they were going to write the season off, they would have just run down Ten Hag's contract here another year and not paid him to leave. Do you get it? So I don't think that they've written the season off, because if they were going to actually write the season off, the best way to write the season off is say, fuck it, we're going to get rid of this guy at the end of the season. We don't want to pay him out. So we'll just leave him in charge because we're not going to finish in the bottom half of the table. He's won trophies the last couple of years. He might win a trophy this season. He might do. Do you know what I'm saying? So the fact that they got rid of him, they clearly thought that the new manager coming in could do better.
Yeah, they thought he could do better
than what Ten Hag's done. And he has not done that, and he hasn't done that. And then on top of that, he hasn't shown signs to me of having this situation under control.
Well,
do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
And this is what it is. So like for instance, when you say that if anyone wants Amorim out now, then they never wanted him in the first place. Like for instance, Musa was like, yeah, cool. Like he would sack him and that. Bro, listen.
That's not a surprise for Musa.
No, but Musa has been straight from the beginning, innit? He doesn't care, innit? And the thing is, to a certain degree, neither do I, bro. I support Manchester United Football Club.
Absolutely.
I don't support Ruben Amorim. I think the problem with a lot of modern society now, is that they're supporting people, bruv, instead of supporting the cause, innit?
Yeah.
Like the thing is with me, when people want to do certain things, I like certain players, because I'm a football purist. So I like pure footballers. Do you know what I'm saying? So because of that, when I'm seeing all the bullshit and the hate that these pure footballers are getting and all the adulation that these shit fucking footballers are getting, that is the game that I love, being taken over by fucking mutants, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm very protective of that. So I understand, I understand where that feeling comes from for me. When it comes to Manchester United, I care about my team. I don't care about Ruben Amorim. It's like if these men sack Ruben tomorrow and they bring in another manager, and we win 20 out of 25 games, I'm not missing the guy.
Of course not.
You know what I mean? But I don't know this guy.
Success.
Like,
bro,
it's
about success.
Like, bro, the way these men are trying to gaslight me into accepting the fact that my man's failing, bruv. Like, nah, we're not doing that.
No.
Man,
you shouldn't be.
If you don't back the bruv, listen. I back Manchester United Football Club.
Facts.
I want us to fucking win, bro.
Absolutely.
I don't care who the manager is. That's the honest truth, bro. Like, if the manager, bruv, if Ten Hag was winning games, and playing good football, I wouldn't have wanted him out.
No, none of us would have. Same with Oli, same with Van Gaal, Mourinho, etc.
The only thing I've got against Ten Hag, is the fact that he can't speak and he can't dress. But if he was winning fucking trophies, and playing good football, I would overlook all of that. Do you know what I'm saying? I'd overlook all of that. Like, bro, listen. If he was playing brilliant football, and we are winning trophies, he could be a tramp lad. He would have been my tramp lad. I would have backed the team.
Of course.
You know them. I'd have backed
Of course.
But the facts are, I wanted him out
because he was rubbish.
He was fucking shit.
And he'd been here long enough. And that's where my issue lies with anyone who is now Amorim out. Because then when you ask him how long did you give Ten Hag? Oh, I was with Ten Hag till the very, very end. So how this manager, yes, he is doing worse. I hear that. And I would be much more critical of him if he had spent money in the summer, had a preseason and had more of his players in. I am taking that into consideration with that. And that's what a lot of people don't do. oh, I gave Ten Hag 2.5 years, 400 million spent, or 300 million spent. I gave him 3 years and 400 plus million spent, and X amount. That's what I don't understand, the time difference between the two. And with the board, I just don't believe. I think if Ten Hag was 7th, 8th, playing the exact same football he was, but results was better, because bear in mind they had the whole assessment period and did want to get rid of him, ended up keeping him. I don't think they sack him. I just think it became to a point where it's like, oh, this is becoming untenable. The pressure is now being heaped upon us, especially what happened with the summer. Let's go and get AMORIM. And they expected it to get better, and it's not. And then, like I said, window.
So that means you have to. That means you have to accept here that the goals that he was given, he's not achieving.
Oh yeah, of course. I am not disputing that whatsoever. The manager is currently failing. That's why I said any criticism of him, I 110% hear. The only pushback that I have in regards to the criticism of him is get the manager out, but you gave the last guy, not you, but to whoever this is, you gave the last manager 3 years and 400 million spent and let it slide. Some people wanted him to stay on this season. He had us in 13th.
Absolutely.
Yes, the football was slightly better. That's where my issue lies. That's where it is. If you was Ten Hag out as soon as he said, oh, I can't play the Ten Hag way, or you was Ten Hag out as soon as he switched up after we fell off a cliff after the Carabao Cup final, February, March, I am much more understanding of it. What I don't understand is, because you said about manager FC, that makes no sense. So this manager, you gave all this time, all this money, bringing all these players, and you was cool with that. AMORIM's brought in one player, inherited his mess. The squad is as bad as it is, mainly large in part into Ten Hag. But you want this manager,
but he's worsened it though, because
he has made it worse in regards.
He's weakened the squad. He's weakened the squad by getting rid of players, knowing that he wasn't going to get replacements. And he came out and he said he knew he wasn't getting replacements, and he still chose to get rid of these players. And he cited the culture and stuff like that. Like,
and that's an issue with everybody involved, because to me, any business you're in, whether someone, person or equipment, or whatever the case may be, is performing poorly or not up to scratch in terms of equipment.
So do you think that? Do you think that INEOS and Wilcox and them guys, should have said to the manager, "Nah, you can't get rid of these players"?
No, it's not a get rid of these players. To me, replacements. Getting rid of the players, I'm all for.
But they already agreed that he wasn't getting replacements in January, and it was going to be a summer thing because they need to get the house in order. So, would you, as an owner, do you think the owner should have blocked him getting rid of?
No, I don't think they should have blocked it. I think everybody should have sat down and made sense and went, okay, we're going to bring in, like I said, all month long, go get a couple of loan players who are not going to cost us anything. There's no loan fees.
But what if the manager says that he doesn't want? My manager said he doesn't want to work with players that he's not going to keep. And bro, like, just if you look at Sporting now, the way he coached Sporting, and the fact that that Sporting team is so fucking robotic that since he's left there, they've collapsed. Like, that tells you that them players can't think for themselves, bro. So so that means that's the environment that he's fostered.
Yeah, he did an excellent job in, but again, these are things that should have been noticed. Like, whoever that is, let's say AMORIM hypothetically said, I don't want replacements. That's a mistake. That's a huge mistake on his part. Same way with the ownership. Whoever, I'm blaming, proportion blame where you want. I'm blaming everybody. I have no issue with us getting rid of Rashford or Anthony or Malacia on loan. They're 3 players I don't think can impact us in particular in the system. They're not 3 players I rate very highly. Go and get replacements. Our squad is already shot.
But they weren't getting replacements in January. We knew that,
and that's the issue with it. So whoever's at fault, let's say that's on him. That's on AMORIM, on the ownership. I'm blaming everybody for that, because how they look at the squad that is already thin and go, all right, we're getting rid of Rashford. Our attack is already thin, and we don't even attempt to bring somebody else in, because Rashford's gone, Mount's always injured, Sancho's gone. We're 3 players down in that area. Adding Mount, that's 4. So we're already 4 players short where we lack quality.
But what if they trusted the manager to deal with it because he said he can deal with it?
I think that's idiotic on their part. When you can clearly see he's not dealing with it. And
but we can see that now.
I don't know. We could see that beforehand, Rance. We could see that beforehand.
I agree.
From before he got in, our attack needed to be bolstered. Before he got in, our attack was light and not good enough. And the fact that we've made it weaker, like I say, I was having this conversation yesterday from a numerical standpoint. In terms of quality, no. And it's the fact that, we could have sold Garnacho and then tried to bring some profiles. That's why I keep saying this. Profiles, not names, is profiles over names. So whoever's upstairs, and so from Amorim to everybody who sat around that table and involved, something didn't go right. We didn't get to the correct decisions. Because to me, to let Rashford go, cool. But to not bring anybody in, terrible decision. Where we're already
they said that they were interested in Tell, but they were interested in Tell with a loan with a obligation to buy. And the thing is, there's no obligation. There's an option that Spurs have here, and he can veto that option, so he's not going to sign for Spurs. Do you know what I'm saying? That's a dry loan, 12 million euros. That's a robbery.
Yeah, absolutely. And that tells you that there was interest in bringing players in because of the Tell situation.
But it had to be the right conditions, and clearly it wasn't.
No, Tell wasn't, but the fact that they couldn't go out there and get a player of the right condition was all we needed at that point was our body.
No, but we would have needed a loan with an obligation to buy that the manager would have wanted, and there's not, like, even Joao Felix went out. It's a dry loan. There's no obligation. I haven't seen any players that fit the profile that we want, that the manager would want, that was available on loan with an obligation. I haven't seen it.
It's a tough ask, but it's the same way we went. I didn't know, and maybe others will know in the chat. I didn't know nothing about Weghorst at the time. I didn't know he was available. Sabitzer knew the name, didn't know Sabitzer was available. Reguilon didn't know the name. Reguilon didn't know he was available. I'm saying players of those caliber who can have just a positive impact. Something's gone wrong. They've left that conference room or that Zoom meeting, or meetings, should I say, and something is not right. Something has gone wrong, that all the players in the world, and they can't go get someone for 6 months, that you go, okay, this is just for now. Because what also should be going on right now is summer planning. That's what, and they're saying we're getting the house in order. So it shouldn't really be an issue for anybody where it's like, okay, these two players are for now. Whereas summer, we're getting this player, or this profile. That's where my issue lies in regards to that. Clearly, this is your manager. He's failing. He needs help. Help him.
You see Asensio to Villa, that's a dry loan, isn't it? That's a dry loan as well from PSG. There's no obligation.
So. And that's the, like, if we would have brought in an Asensio.
But these are the kind of signings that the manager wouldn't want. Like,
but
obviously I don't know the manager, but judging from the manager's personality, and the aura he's giving off. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he wants players. He spoke about literally getting rid of Anthony Malacia and Rashford, because man's talking about having players in the squad, that fits towards the culture that he's trying to build, bro. So why would you bring in a player on a dry loan to coach that you're not gonna have after 3 months? Like, I can't imagine the manager would have wanted a player just to have a body. Like,
I think it would have been ideal to bring in a player on loan with an obligation to buy, but needs must. You know what I'm saying? Like, at some point, sometimes you have to deal with the situation as it is and not as you would like it to be. Because I look at it and I don't think Malacia would
see what you said?
Yeah, go
on. 100% spot on. But you use that same logic for the manager then.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm
tweak the fucking system, you moron. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you have to look at what it is, not what you want it to be, bro. Yeah, and that's what he's not doing.
And I'm fully in agreement with that in regards to the criticism, because you can't lose as many games as you've done. And again, I'll keep stating this. My issue with him is the lineups. You know what doesn't work.
Yeah,
that's my issue. You know I know. Brother,
how many games has Dalot played left wing back, blood? And then man are trying to talk about, bro. Listen,
and he knows
this is what should be happening. Flawless. What should have happened was the manager should have came in. The manager should have changed the formation because he wanted to play that formation. He should have looked at his best players and said, you know what? Yeah, the strengths of this team are lended towards maybe playing more of a mid-block, a more compact team, bro, because that's what Ruud van Nistelrooy did. We didn't really concede and we were scoring goals. We don't really have the legs to play this expansive man-to-man style. So we're going to pause on that until the preseason. We're still going to get them used to playing the three at the back and play the wing back. So positionally, they can get an idea of where they need to be. But we're just going to defend slightly differently. That's it. We're going to do everything else the same. We're just going to defend differently so we're more compact. And then in the summer, when I've got the profile of players that I want, I'm going to introduce a more expansive defensive style. That's all he needed to do, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all he needed to do. And in the meantime, also, he could have said, you know what? I'm going to collaborate, with the board, see if we can get a few better players in. Do you know what I'm saying? See if we can get a few players in on loan, even if I'm not going to keep them, because I still have a duty as Man United manager to win football matches.
Absolutely.
And then everyone's happy.
Everyone would have shot because he's not doing, like I'll say this again. Lineups, and it ties into it. Personnel is my issues. His lack of refusing to use the youth, because I think there's profiles in the youth that he could use that would get better out of this team, and that's where my issue lies. Van Gaal did it. Van Gaal did that, and we've spoken on it many a times where he introduced a whole heap of youth players none of us knew about. None of those youth players were hyped up or was like, oh, gems to look out for in the future. That's where the criticism of the manager's fair. When you are a Manchester United manager, you must get results. You have to get results. You really do. Otherwise, heavy criticism is going to come your way. Fans are going to be on your case. But with the ownership and the board, they've gone next season because he's not going to get sacked. Even if he finishes, let's say he finishes 16th, for example, the board are not going to sack him off that. Anybody else is being sacked because it's a unique circumstance because of when he joined and what's going on. They're going to give him. Yeah, and that's true. Maresca tweaked his system. He did. And we seen Enzo not tweak his system with no striker. And that's why Chelsea went out against Brighton in the manner in which they did. Yeah. So it is. But yeah, with Amorim, it's like you have to perform better. I still expect you to do better and stop making basic mistakes. Don't worry about all the outside stuff. Control the controllables. And the controllables are lineup. I think the lineup and personnel is, well, I can't even say it. That's my biggest problem with this manager is those two things. Switch it. If you switch that shit up,
but he's not going to switch it, bro. He's not going to switch it because it's either or a combination of both pride and ego, bruv.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like when your ego is that big, that you don't care about the players, you're cooked, bro. I'll be honest, because this is where all these murmurs are coming out from. Because, like man said, with Maresca tweaking certain things, he can tweak certain things. He don't change his formation. No. This manager does not need to change the formation.
No, I don't think he needs to change the formation. That's why when people tell me it's a formation issue, I say, no, it's not.
Yeah.
I say it's all about personnel. And if the players are unhappy, you know what? You put me through hell, these players, so F you lot. Couldn't care less. I couldn't get less. The fact that you lot are being hung out to dry and being exposed for the bad players you are, I'm glad in that sense. That's the only singular positive, because if we would have came in and it would have been a remontada, we would have had what's happened before in regards to, can we keep these players? We don't need. Everybody is now even more united, no pun intended, on that these players need to be go. Like, yeah, and it is. Really, someone said it to me in my chat. It's about it's not Amorim in, Amorim out. It's Amorim accountable. That's where I'm at. That's why I've been critical. Go check my match reactions.
Facts, I hear it, bro.
Check my match reactions. There's certain titles and certain things I've said where I've said this is on the manager. There's certain games, Southampton, I think woeful. I think that's arguably his worst performance as Manchester United manager. But guess what? Because we won the game, people ain't really talking about him like that. I thought he was all wrong for that game. From lineup, subs, in-game management. But because we won the game 3-1, people ain't going to talk about it. And that's where it is. I don't do the results-based analysis thing. I look at how you've performed in the game as the manager. I know the players I don't rate the players. Should you be doing better? Yes. And that's where the criticism lies. And if you don't change it because of your ego and stubbornness, we're going to continue to lose matches. And then the criticism is going to ramp up. And all you're doing is increasing pressure for the start of next season. That's all Amorim's doing right now, is increasing pressure where if we don't play very well, because we're going to spend money, depending on how many players. Let's say it's 4 or 5.
We're definitely gonna spend some money, man. Bro. We're definitely gonna spend some money. But there's a disease.
Players have got to turn it around.
There's a disease going around this fan base where you're not allowed to hold the manager accountable. You know what the beauty of this is? If Ashworth had his way and he brought in fucking Thomas Frank, or he brought in Gareth Southgate, or one of the names that weren't as exotic, it would have taken these 5 minutes to say, yo, what the fuck is he doing?
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? He's shit. Get him out. That's why he was at Brentford. The club's too big for him. But these man got a million excuses for why my man's playing Dallo at left wing back, bruv. They got a million excuses For
That's
why
because
man
people
went and got Dorgu, yeah, and decided to play him inverted on the right, yeah, just so Dallo can play. Man got a million excuses for why Hojlund's still starting every week. I mean, these man got a million excuses for basic shit that man keeps doing. This is the wickedest thing, bro. And even this pile of shit that I'm reading right now, blood. No one is asking him to play the way Ten Hag played, blood. We didn't want Ten Hag here.
No, we didn't want Ten Hag.
But you were supposed to come in and be better than him. And so far, you haven't been. Do you know what I'm saying? So cut the fucking crap, mate. Cut the fucking crap, blood. You're talking shit, blood. No one said nothing about that. The first thing I said was, yeah, you can come in and still play your free at the back, but you don't need to defend man for man as expansively, yeah, and leave us vulnerable when you know that we don't have the legs. This guy had Kobe Mino playing in a double pivot, yeah, for 2 months, getting exposed until one day he had an epiphany, yeah,
and he realized he's a 10
and decided he's a fucking 9 now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't want a back 4, blood, but I want you blocked, blood. That's what I want. Do you know what I mean? So get out of my chat. You know, like that. I never asked for no back 4. I didn't once ask for no back 4.
Ronald, man, you gotta pay attention to what's being said here.
Nah, bro, I don't care, bro. You know what I'm saying, bro?
He said that, bro. No, he should have been paying attention because you didn't say you wanted Ten Hag.
Bro, I said what I said was the first thing I said was he could have came in, he could have changed the formation and just tweaked the system, yeah, to suit the players. We don't have bare runners, so don't play that football. Just play more compact. That's all I said. Oh, you want a back 4, bro? Gulag, bruv.
And that's absolutely fair with the assessment. That's why, again, the criticism is understandable. I've been critical. Yeah, the chat's hilarious. I even got the chat.
Get out, man. I swear down, bro.
It isn't.
Nah,
and you
bro,
can't.
Listen.
Yeah, go on.
Nah, man, this is secret society, blood. You know them way there, bro. I swear down, man. Like, this shit ain't for everyone. Nah, I'm saying, if you're hard of hearing, bro, this ain't for you, blood. Because I don't like to explain myself too many times. I ain't got the patience.
Yeah, of course, because people don't want to listen. That's what it is. People don't pay attention to what it is. It's AMORIM accountable, and he does. When you're losing the amount of games he's losing, you're going to be criticized as Manchester United manager, and that's just fair. That's it.
100%.
I mean, then that's it, and that ties into, I'll keep stating it, personnel. Is he going to change it? Highly unlikely. So you're going to continue to do this and be up and down, and you're going to continue to get criticized. I'm just looking at it. What can we scam this season? Can we scam it?
100%, bro. Listen, run me a trophy immediately.
Yeah, like,
bro.
that's
imagine the meltdown. Imagine the meltdown, yeah, bro. We've been in the bottom half of the table for most of the season, yeah. We've sacked a manager, and if we still end up scumbagging a trophy, yeah,
that's the plan.
Certain man had their manager for 6 years and that. Do you know what I'm saying, bro?
And they ain't gonna win no trophy, and that's where we're at.
The meltdown will be crazy, Flawless,
because we are cashing in a Money in the Bank briefcase again. These men again at WrestleMania. That's what man are tired of. No way have they wrote this. Us cashing in the briefcase again 3 years in a row. And that's where I'm at. Unfortunately, that's where I'm at. And it's different because I've seen both sides to it, because Double A's mentioned this to me. Kaneki's mentioned this to me in regards to they just both tired of the players and where they've been at and what they've had us in. That's why if the players are, I couldn't care less about the players if it is hypothetically true what they're saying. But yes, the manager needs to perform better. But it's scam a trophy, Ponzi scheme FC, and then try and be an
I've been tired of the
business.
Players, Flawless. No, what, bro? Listen,
I hear you. Yeah, I know you don't.
I despise this Man United squad from top to bottom, pretty much. Like I said it, yeah. Like, bro, if I could click my fingers and get rid of them, yeah, only about 4 or 5 of them would survive. You know them ones there. Like, I don't even know if it'd be that many. If I'm being completely honest, that's the reality, bro. Like, I don't like a lot of these players, but just because I don't like them, that doesn't mean that I don't think that they can be utilized in a better way, bro. Yeah, because I don't think that the players are losing for lack of effort or for lack of wanting to win or nothing like that, bro. It's not that. It's that they're being set up here and it's accentuating all the weaknesses we already know they have, Flawless. We already know that. We know a lot of these men are not the most technical. We know a lot of these men are not the most intelligent. And we know a lot of them are not like the best athletes in the world. Do you know what I'm saying? So,
and he knows these things.
But if he knows them, why is he doing this?
Conspiracy theory, is it an exposure to the board? Hey, you lot have to back me heavily in the summer. Is it that? I've heard it all. Is it that? Is it, hey, you know what? 2-3 players are not gonna cut it in the summer. I need 5 or 6. It has to be that. Maybe it is that. Maybe he's looking at it and going, all right, the bench is the bench now, but I need first teamers. Maybe it's that also. Maybe that's why you see someone mentioned Xerxes coming off the bench because he wants something off the bench. Again, people, these are all hypotheticals because I genuinely don't know. Because that's what annoys me annoys me a lot about the manager is I know it's not like the Ten Hag situation where we'll perform badly, win the game, and they'll say you perform well. He said after the Leicester game, hey, that's not good enough. This is why we had the training session. He said, a FA Cup is not enough to disguise the season. I'm paraphrasing. So I know you know. Same way he spoke about Maguire, Bruno, Rashford when he was here, etc. Maino. So I know you know this. So why you continue to do these things? I don't know. Is it a message to the board? Is it the Mourinho thing that he did where you're playing players and saying to go, hey, this ain't it. If we carry on like this to 25, 26, the same thing's going to happen. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, and like this is man said one thing's for sure, is that these players don't have intensity, hence the gap. But here's the thing though, intensity is not something you can teach. If a player's not athletic, you can't make them athletic. So if you know you on the whole you don't have the most mobile squad, why the fuck are you playing a defensive system that relies on that? Do you know what I'm saying? Like when you look
have
at
to be athletic in a back three, you have to be.
Bro, that's why people get pissed off with Ange as well, because he plays a defensive system that relies on very, very athletic defenders, and obviously when Van der Ven's injured, and Udogi's injured, them two are very, very athletic. When them two aren't available, the team does suffer.
Yeah, they do.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like they see it, and the thing is with the three at the back system, because the centre back split, and they almost operate as fullbacks. The manager either has to play fullbacks at centre back or he's got centre backs high and wide out of position that can be exploited pace wise. So if you know the requirements of your system and you know that the players don't fit that, because you're completely not willing to even adapt anything of it, bun that then. It's on your head, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you don't have to be doing this. You don't have to be doing this, You don't have to. You don't have to be going man for man high up the pitch. You don't have to be doing that. You could just play a mid block with the same shape.
Which leads me to believe, could be possible. What I said was true. Hey, I'm exposing these. Like it could be.
But ultimately you're exposing yourself though, because you're the manager.
He is. Or maybe he's like, hey, you know what? I got the safety net of being here. You lot have it. You lot are not.
But Flawless,
here's might the be thing. That. Go on.
That's a dangerous game. Because if you fuck around and do that, and then they give you your players, and then at the start of the season, it's still not working for you.
Guess what?
Then what happens?
Yeah.
Then you're gone anyway.
Yeah, you're gone anyway. So maybe he's like, all right, I'm going to go out. If I leave, I'm leaving on my terms with my players rather than any of these. Again, this is all just hypothetical, people, because I genuinely don't know. But maybe that's what it is. Like I said, the third time I'll say this, you're just increasing pressure on yourself at the start of the season. If they do bring in 4, 5, 6 players, maybe it's that. Like, and that's it. Love to sunshine every time. But yeah, like maybe that's what it is. And that's how I'm looking at it, where he's like, I don't want any of these lot here. I seen reports come out today stating how many players could be. I think it was Ericsson, Cass, Evans, Lindelof.
Correct.
And there was another who could all be leaving. And then you add in Rashford, Anthony, Malacia, Garnacho, Mount ain't here. That's 9 players off the top of the dome.
No, but you know what's about this, And to answer your question, Sunshine, what do you think? Man said, do you think it's worth it just crashing out fully until we get better players? No, I don't. You know why? Because it's like, we ain't got bare money. I don't know why man think that this manager's getting a whole new 11 in the summer. We're not Chelsea.
No.
You know, like that. So as much as this manager don't want to make do with what he has, he's not getting 11 new players next season. He's not getting that.
He's not getting 11.
If he can't make it work with these, 4 players ain't going to make much difference, Flawless. That's not even half a team.
No, it's not. That's why I say it's whether he does it or not. You bring in 4 or 5 players, promote 4 or 5 youth players, then you've got 10, 11 new players in the squad. That's almost half a squad. That's what you have to do. You got to work with what you've got. With those 4 or 5 players, he's going to have to inherit the youth because we're not going to bring in 11, 12. However, you add in 4 or 5 youth players, add in 4 or 5 new players, that's your 11. And not necessarily when I say 11.
Yeah, but the
First
thing
team
is,
11.
flawless players get injured. So imagine,
Yep.
so what? He could end up getting 4 or 5 players in the summer, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
3 of them get injured. And then we're back to the same team as last season. And all of a sudden we're losing again.
Yeah. It could be that.
That can't work,
that.
bro. Like, you got to be doing better with what you have, bro. Because really and truly, yeah, you have to earn the right to be here for 3 seasons, yeah, to have a team that you can fully call your own. As a manager, you don't have your own squad from top to bottom till about year 3. Do you know what I'm saying? Year 3 is probably when Arteta fully had players that he wanted in and the players he didn't want out.
Depending on the team. Yeah, it's 2-3 years depending
but
on
you have
the team.
to earn 2-3 years at Man United.
Absolutely, but he'll get next season. And that's where it is. It's about improvement. As soon as them 4 or 5 players come in, and again, utilize it, because you can change the personnel. Let's say it is 6 players, like someone said. If you bring in 6 players and you bring in 6 youth players, there's 12 new players. Squads are about 24. That's not half your team. We'll make it work, because we're going to be looking for improvement. And Chat Podcast is a results-based business, but these results and the results now aren't going to cost him his job this season. Next season, potentially, yes. However, we don't know what this board is like also with results and also, where they call it quits.
Look at
That's
the board,
what we don't know.
But also look at the board, yeah. One thing we know about the board as well is that they're recruiting for the club. They're not necessarily recruiting for this manager, because they recruited Kone, they recruited who's the other young kids. Obviously, they brought in Diego Leon,
Aiden Heaven.
They brought in Aiden.
Yeah,
they brought in Chido even before this manager came in.
Yeah,
we're recruiting for the team. We're recruiting for the club. We're not necessarily recruiting for the manager, bro. So we can't pass up here the opportunities to sign young players, just because they might not fit AMORIM's system, bro. Do you get what I'm saying?
Absolutely not.
I feel like there has to be an element of flexibility if you're at a big club, bro. Like, and I was having this conversation on Band Sports Ooze, and I think 360 clipped me again, and there was man chatting bare shit, about chatting bare shit about it. But at a big club, big clubs have to look after the interests of themselves.
Absolutely.
Do you get what I'm saying? You have to future-proof the club, which means when Real Madrid was signing Mbappe, they didn't give a fuck that he didn't fit the system
because that's the Real Madrid way.
Wanted. Because Real Madrid understand that no matter who the manager is, the club needs to be sustaining itself. Do you know what I mean? Man United are very, very set on Chris Rigg at Sunderland. I don't know if he fits the AMORIM system, but that wouldn't stop me from buying him, because he's a sick player, bro. AMORIM needs to find a way to fucking make him fit. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and at top clubs, you have to have an element of flexibility, bro. Unless you're Pep Guardiola, and you've got an unlimited checkbook and you can pretty much just buy whoever you want, bro. Like,
absolutely.
This is not real life in football. At small clubs, no disrespect to Brighton and clubs like that, because there's no pressure for managers. They can do these things, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? They can say, "Oh, cool, we're just gonna play this way," or so on and so forth. At a club like Manchester United, the results are the most important thing. Nothing else. As much as I love style of play and all these other things, if Man United managers are winning, they're not getting sacked.
No, you're not getting sacked if you're winning, because that's the main thing. But we haven't been winning, and this is where they need to sort it out. You mentioned Brighton there. One thing Brighton do have as a club is a way of playing. They recruit for a certain style. They recruit for a certain system, not exact where it has to be a 4 or 3, but players who can do certain things. That's where we need to be at. So after AMORIM, the next guy has to be better than AMORIM, because he's been deemed not good enough. That's why he's been sacked, but a better version of him in regards to can utilize these players. This is why I say about club profiles over names. We should be saying, as Manchester United Football Club, hey, we want to play. Forget the manager, who the manager is. We want to play this way. Our ethos is possession-based. Our ethos is pressing high. Our ethos is counter-attacking. Whatever it is, pick one and stick with it. I said this after as Ten Hag was coming towards the end. I stated these things. I said it on here, said it on my platform, everywhere else. Pick a style. If you're a boxer, because obviously it's easier to do individual style, you're either a counter puncher, are you a brawler, are you a boxer puncher, do you go to the body? Whatever the case may be, stick with it. That's my issue with it. So you have to stick with it. So don't recruiting for Amorim should tie in, if they're smart, with the club, because they should have had this conversation with this manager. Hey, we're looking for players like this. This is the way we're gonna go about it. We're gonna be a highly athletic team who press high. We're gonna be a team who sit back and counter attack. Whatever it is, I'm just throwing out different styles and different ways of playing, but the team has to recruit for that. That's where it is, and this lies on the board. This is where
because the manager always talks about intensity, so it looks like he just wants runners,
and we need that. But again, that ties into the board of they should have had this conversation with him beforehand. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. We'll find out. We need athleticism in this side. There's one thing every single side that is successful in the Premier League is athleticism, but you also need to add that in with technique.
You need athleticism, but that's because the Premier League in particular is an athlete. It's predominantly an athlete league more than a football.
It's super athletic. Yeah. When you look at the likes of a Bournemouth, a Forest, a Newcastle, a Brentford, etc., their ability to go box to box is that we can just physically cannot do that. So we need to add that, but it also has to be a technical side. Now, there's different ways to approach it, and how are we going to approach it? But my thing is, everybody has to be on the same page in terms of approaching. So, for instance, let's say Amorim decides to walk out. The transfer target shouldn't change. If Amorim decides to walk out today, next month, whoever the next manager is, the transfer target should be the exact same, because it should be a profile. It shouldn't be manager dependent. It shouldn't be, oh, go get me such and such. So even if we've been linked with Quenda. Okay, Amorim leaves. We don't go and get Quenda, but we get someone who's similar.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be names. But you know what it is, yeah? If it shouldn't be names, then to be fair, it doesn't necessarily have to be him. It just needs to be someone of that profile if he's too expensive. But the thing is, it seemed we've been linked with Quenda, we've been linked with Gyökeres, and we've been linked with Diamande as well. We've been linked with 3 sporting players.
Which makes
I don't want to go down that fucking road again.
No, of course
we don't need to sign 3 sporting players, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Because that would be no different to us going to Ajax, signing these Ajax players. We need to get out of that, bro. Like, do you know what I'm saying? We don't need to be going back to the manager's old club and signing players that have played for him, bro. You're a coach, man.
And that's where it lies in regards to it. I don't want to go down that route again. So make it work. And with this, Tamex, who talks about Madrid are a different breed because they can just go out and get the best players. Manchester United are not capable of that. That's why I was cool with Dogu.
Yeah, but when I got told about him, I was cool. And that's it. I'm calm, bro.
Yeah, I was cool with the Dogu signing. I was like, oh, okay. Got told what he's like. Watch some clips. He makes sense. He wasn't super expensive. He fits the profile. 25 M's.
And he came immediately. He showed.
You see the difference?
Why we signed him, bro. Do you know what I mean? Athletic, good on the ball, good recovery.
4 or 5 players like that in the summer. Yeah, tidy player. Bring me 4 or 5 players like that. I'd be cool with it. That's smart recruit. What I'm asking the team to do is be smart. When I say the team, the whole club, be smart with recruitment. Profiles over names. Not, I need such and such. It's, I need a player that does these things. Here's the attributes. They have to do this, this, and this. Central midfield. Whatever you want in that area. Okay, here's a list of names. Ages. How much they'll cost. Injury record. All of this type of stuff. That's it. Yeah. So we'll see what's what. But yeah, I don't want to go down the route of just signing spot because it shouldn't just be names. If we go get one, cool, but Quenda's not the only wing back that does what Quenda does, or Gyökeres as a striker, or Diamande as a left-sided centre back. There's other players out there that do these things. Go and recruit, and they've done well. Even though I think they should, not last summer because that's not with Amorim, but Dogu's a prime example of a player. Yeah, good. Like that. 25 M's.
Dogu's a player, bro. I like Dogu. And Quenda's naturally a winger, innit? And he played wing back for Amorim, and I think they've changed to a back 4 now, so he's playing as a winger or something like that. But either way, he's a winger naturally. So is Dogu. So it's one of them ones where having two wing backs that are predominantly wingers is the way forward. But this is how the manager should have set up from the start. This is my problem.
That's fair.
Because you should have set up with wingers at wing back as soon as you came in.
Play Garnacho there.
Yeah, bruv. That's what he should have done. Do you know what I mean? That's what he should have done, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? But he didn't do that. He didn't give Anthony a chance there, and he's playing defenders there. And this is my thing. It's like he's contradicted himself with a lot of the things he's done, and then we're still conceding anyway. So it's making me think, like, what are you doing, my brother?
And that's fair. You know, that's fully fair because the lineups is Horrendous. I'm saying some of them lineups, when we played Arsenal away in one of the games over, and we had the holy trinity of hell up there. And you got Mount, Garnacho, Hojlund. Critical. Play stupid games. I mean, play stupid lineups, get stupid results.
Yeah,
and that's on you. And these are things I've just mentioned, like I said, these are titles of match reactions. These are things I've mentioned in match reactions. These are things I've mentioned on live streams as well. This is on the manager. And all you're doing, like, it's like perform better, because I know you know better because of what you say. I know this. And I get it. You don't have your players, but you can still do better. Because if you just did a little bit better, it's like, all right, cool. We just wait until next season. That's what it is. But you're just heaping pressure on yourself. This is where the issues is going to lie. And like you mentioned, it's so key on recruitment. We're relying heavily on recruitment.
Heavily relying on recruitment, and we don't know what we're doing. Hopefully, the manager knows something that we don't know about what's going to happen in the summer, because he's playing a very risky game, like you said.
Yeah. He's playing it's very high risk. He's like, I'm gonna go out of here on my terms, and it's like, all right, kind of.
You know what I'm saying? But the problem is, when you do stuff like that, you end up risking losing the dressing room, because the longer you don't get results, naturally, man are gonna get pissed off, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then it gets to the point where the players aren't playing for you no more, and then people are gonna say, "Oh, the players have thrown another manager under the bus," and so on and so forth. But the truth is, life doesn't work like that.
No.
Like, as a human being, you can only be motivated so much, to keep doing the same thing and getting the same results, blood. Do you know what I mean? They say that's the definition of insanity, bro. Doing the same thing and expecting different results. And this is exactly what's going on. So what? You expect man to just drive our players mad?
No, and that's where my issue lies in, because I strongly disagree when people say, oh, these are the players that got managers sacked and da-da-da. First and foremost, it's mostly different players when you look through it. And secondly, as well, you know what these players are and what they're like and what they did just to the previous manager. So the fact that you've come in and continue to play these managers who have failed, play these players who failed under the last manager, some under 2, very select through under 3, that is on you. If I'm going into a business that is failing, and if I go into a business that fail, or you're going to take this over, I am not keeping the same personnel as last time. I'll see what can work and what can't, and who can be improved upon. But I am getting new. I am trying new, because what's been here is clearly not working, because we severely failing and severely did. Don't let the FA Cup disguise you, people. We're currently sat in 13th. We was going out of the Europa League. We wasn't finishing top 8. We was 3 games played, 3 games drawn. We was either going to be 20th to 24th, maybe even potentially out of it. And the season before that, we had our worst ever Premier League campaign and our worst ever Champions League campaign. Why would I keep the majority? To me, that makes no sense. And again, it ties back in now. I'm saying this out loud. Manager, players, you know this. You've watched this. Try different things. That's where my issue lies. These players ain't it. They got the last guy, not got the last guy sacked, but help the last guy get sacked. Switch it up. You found these men in 13th for a reason. If they were flying, they wouldn't be 13th when you got here.
Were they 13th?
Yeah, we were 13th when the manager took over.
Even if we were 13th, we were 5 points off fucking top 4 or something like that when he came.
Something crazy like that, yeah.
So yeah, it was 5 points off top 4. We're not 5 points off top 4 anymore.
Now, we well away, and you made it to go backwards with these lot. So man cooked us, bro. Do you know what I mean? So no, I hear it, innit? Like the way I'm looking at it is, like, I'm looking at it from the point of view. If I look at it from the point of view as a coach, I believe he's doing the wrong things. And if I look at it at the point of view of a player, I still think he's doing the wrong things. Do you know what I'm saying? And as much as we say that, these are the same players that have done X, Y, Z. Yeah, these are also the same players that have won 2 trophies in the last 2 years as well. Mm-hmm. So as much as it's the same players that have contributed to the negative stuff, they've also contributed to the positive stuff. So we have to be balanced. Like, absolutely. This is not a 13th in the league's team, bro. No,
it's not.
And we all said that when he got here. And that's where the criticism lies. They're not a 13th league. And he's going to try and do, you mentioned the trophies there. That's the aim this season.
Right.
Finish wherever we finish in the league. Try and win the FA Cup or Europa League. It's try and scam another trophy. That is the MO. I think that's high on the list now, is do that. That's what I think it is. And Lego, I'd love a winning run, but are we going to get one? I don't know. I love one. How about we just win 2 games in a row? Because we haven't done that all season long. We haven't done that all season long. So, but that's the MO. Scamming of a trophy. Ponzi scheme FC, man. That's what we mean.
That's it, man. Saying is it not INEOS's fault, bro? INEOS are at fault for some things. They're not at fault for the results the manager's getting.
No, they're not blameless.
They're not. Do you know what I mean? No, when it comes to the results the manager's getting, I don't think that they're to blame at all. They're to blame. They can be to blame for a few things. They can be to blame for waiting as long as they did to pull the trigger on Eric Ten Hag. Do you know what I'm saying? It could have been done. It could have been done earlier. Do you know what I mean? It should have been done in the summer. Whatever. My man got rid of Ashworth. Whatever. I still think that it could have been done earlier in the season as well. There was a couple international breaks that we thought that they were going to do it and they didn't do it. Do you know what I'm saying? For whatever reason that may be. But this manager was definitely told, that the majority of the business was going to get done in the summer. He came in, he knew what the job was. They thought he was going to do better, and he hasn't. That's not on them. That's on him.
That's on him. The INEOS where they're at fault is for putting him in a terrible situation, but he's making a terrible situation worse. That's why everybody's
absolutely.
Wherever people want to proportion blame, hold it. But I'm holding everybody's accountable for this, because if we was flying, everybody would be getting praise, and rightfully so. So therefore, everybody has to.
But this is the thing, though, Flawless. But there's these men are not balanced, because if the manager came in and he was cooking, and we was closing in on top 4, and everything was great, he would be getting all the fucking praise, and no one would be praising INEOS, blood. No one.
Well, it would. But like you mentioned it there, fam, balance. I think you say that every show we do, you talk about the lack of balance more so in our fan base than you do on the pitch, because people ain't balanced. People have agendas. People are player FC. People are manager FC. People are ownership. And I'm not with that. I'm Manchester United FC. Like you see it with the Rashford and Sancho situation. That lack of balance. You'd have thought Sancho would have told everyone, suck your mum, the way people are moving. Like with that. You know what I'm saying? All he did was comment on his brethren's post, and everyone lost their ish. I was like, what? Not surprised by it, but I was like, he didn't say anything that was crazy. His brethren was in an awful situation. His brethren's not out of an awful situation. Whether you think it's Rashford's fault or not, I actually think Rashford contributed a hell of a lot to the situation he's in.
He did.
However, he didn't do nothing wrong. Sancho didn't do nothing wrong in that situation.
No, he just commented on his brethren's Instagram post. My thing is, it's like he knows, he knows the influence he has, and he would have known, the fuss it would have caused, and he still chose to do it. Do you know what I'm saying? So from that point of view, it was highly unnecessary.
Yeah, but
it was highly unnecessary. Like if I was his agent, or if I was someone that was close to him, I'd have said, bro, are you dumb? Like, why are you doing that? Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's just like, you're just putting more pressure on yourself for no reason, blood. Because it's like, people already don't like you, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? For whatever reason that is. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he's the easy scapegoat. Right. So it's like, why are you bringing more attention to yourself? The only attention you should be bringing to yourself, is through performances. Do you know what I'm saying? And you're not firing for Chelsea right now. Like, you're not the problem at the club. Not at all, bro. Like, he's still one of their better players when I watch them play. However, he's not impacting. He's not impacting the games, at the level that I know that he can. So because of that, it's like, why are you giving man ammunition, off the pitch by saying stuff that he didn't need to say, bro? You could have just text man that. You got his number.
But I think it's purposeful. I think maybe he just, you know what? You man don't like me. You man are on my case. And I'm not of this mindset, but some people are. It's F you lot. That's where it is.
I hear that, but then
it might be that. It's just,
but
you
then
know what?
If that's your thing, then if that's your thing, then cool. But then when you're getting cooked, you have to hold it.
That's I think he is. I think he's just had it because people have been waiting, because I've spoken on this. Manchester United fans, which is very strange, have been waiting for his performances to drop. The amount of criticism I've seen him receive,
they have been
more criticism from United fans than Chelsea
fans. Yeah, because he's been there picking up man of the matches. The Man United fans weren't saying nothing.
That makes sense. So maybe he's just on the villain acting. It's not my way of going about it, but some people, I know people who are like that. Nah, F you lot. I'm just going to double down.
Yeah, a lot of these Man United fans be moving like Sancho took their girl, blood. That's how they've been moving.
I've seen full threads. I've seen videos. Oh,
bro, I see certain man saying
Sancho,
the best thing Ten Hag did was get rid of Sancho. Bruv, it's like the Bray don't play for us no more. Why do you care like that?
and
Do you know what I'm saying?
Where
like
I
Rashford
think
plays
he's
for Aston Villa now, bro. I don't care what he does, bro. I'm not gonna go out of my way to watch Rashford.
I want Rashford to do well because I want to get some bread from him. So wish him nothing but the best.
100%.
Get bread. And because I've got brethren like this. One of my closest brethren to me. I know if he was in Sancho's situation, he'd be on the same thing. Even if I'm telling, hey, don't do that. Hey, you don't want to criticize me? Hella videos, enough tweets, still on my case. Want to say all the things that Ten Hag did, and the best thing he did was come on, man. What are we talking about out here, man? Yeah, man, freedom, William Wallace. That's good. I like that. So that's where it is. Like that's smart, man. I say freedom. But yeah, that's where he's at. He's like, yo, F you lot. Because the Sancho thing is crazy to me, the criticism he received. But when there's the list of other players saying some stuff like Di Maria, Lukaku, Dan James, Rashford, and there was another, and there's no criticism of it. Yeah, he just embraced the villain role.
Yeah, but embrace the villain role, yeah, by scoring some goals, playing well. Do you know what I mean? And telling man to shut up.
I think it's both. I think he's on the both thing because he's just like because one thing he's done is from when he initially responded to Ten Hag up until now, he's been quiet in regards to the fan base. And I think he's just said, you know what, F this. Again, this is just me guessing. This is hypotheticals.
I hear it. I just think personally, as someone who's a fan of him as a footballer, I just think it was unnecessary. Like, I'm not saying there was anything wrong with it. It was just unnecessary. No, I wouldn't put it on Instagram. You know why? Because I don't like.
Not on the gram, but you would be the type of person to do. Oh, you lot don't like me. F you lot. You might not.
100%, 100%. But I'm the kind of guy though. I'll celebrate at the Stretford End when I've packed you in.
Yes,
you know the ones there. That's what I would do. I'm not doing it on socials.
Yeah. You would do.
You know what I'm saying? I'm rolling up at OT. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Like smashing a goal, and I'm running up to the fans, bro.
Yeah,
you're telling them to hold it, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm doing. I'm not doing the social media stuff.
You would have went a different way about it. Yeah, you would have went a different way about it. But the point is, you would have done something for the Londoners. Like, so I hear that. Just me, I get it.
No, I would have made them know that I don't mess with them. Yeah. But it's like leaving a comment on Rashford's Instagram post when it's like, brother, you're probably in a WhatsApp group. It's mad unnecessary. Do you get what I'm saying? That's the only thing, bro. So I think that he's completely justified in his hatred for the United fans and also the club to a certain degree because the way they treated him was out of pocket. I don't care. Like, you don't spend the amount of money, that you spend on Jadon Sancho, and then in turn treat him the way you treated him as a club. Everything. Do you know what I'm saying? Everything from the shirt number to everything, bro. To the way that they didn't market him the right way. Everything was like, bro, they treat him like some sideman. You don't fucking spend 70 odd million on a player, and they would have absolutely, sold him a dream for him to sign for Man United because we weren't the only team that wanted him.
Exactly.
Like, we signed him as one of the best young players in Europe, you know. People forget. Like, he had bare options. He could have gone Barca. Like, he could have gone other places. He didn't need to come to Manchester United. No. Like, that's what people forget. Like, he came to us when we weren't good, bruv. Like, he could have gone to better clubs than us at the time. And he decided to come to us, because we would have fucking sold him a dream and told him that we were going to do this and we were going to do that. And then he's come in and they ain't done that.
He did it. They didn't even give him a run. He didn't even get 5 games started on the left or 5 games starting on the right. He didn't. Not in the slightest. Yeah, and that's
the thing. So I can understand why there's some disdain towards the club because they disrespected him. I
understand why there's disdain to it all. And I know people who would have done exactly what he did. Like you said, you would have went around it a different way. I get it all. Like, I understand it all. Fred's on me. No one else does that. There's no Freds on any other Manchester United players who what other Manchester United players left that gets so watched. Like, people on SofaScore waiting. Oh, look, this is the Sancho that you're gonna get. We fleeced him for 25 million.
Bro, the way they talk about Sancho is like it's personal. Like, they actually don't like him for whatever reason.
It's personal.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's very, very weird.
Disrespected the club. That's what it is. He didn't disrespect. He disrespected us. He didn't disrespect me. He stood up for himself.
That's what I mean. It's foolishness, bro. So I I don't really know, innit? Like I think he shouldn't have said. I think he shouldn't have publicly posted what he posted. But I don't have a problem with him having a problem with them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, of course, because you understand. I understand what it is. You can't police how somebody responds. I always say that whatsoever. And with that, Xerxes' name's getting sang. Yeah, man are doing hate alongs for him.
His name's getting sang now, yeah, but that's because Erasmus is so bad. Yeah, these men had to do a full fucking. Do you know what I mean? A full 180.
But they sang, they cheered him,
to do.
and I love that because I think it was the next game after that happened because we played away. The fans were singing his name. And I think he was on the bench at that point. I respect that. I respect that highly.
Like, no, 100%. And now he deserves a run of games, and that's another thing the manager's not doing, and he also needs to be held accountable for that.
I don't know what that is. Strange.
It's the intensity thing. You know what's funny about the intensity? Xerxes presses better than Rasmus Hojlund every time he comes on.
Good, because he's 6'4", it's not gonna look that way. I don't get.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Because he's 6'4", he don't look as dynamic as Rasmus Hojlund. Yeah. That's what it is. Yeah, it's the running thing, bro. Like,
I've been saying start Xerxes. Let's just see how it runs, man. Let's see how it looks. Start him.
He should, but bro, listen, I just don't know, man. It's poor, innit? Like, there's a lot of simple things that this manager. It's just up to him to see if he does it now.
Control the controllables.
Yeah, because bro, like, there's not a lot that needs to be done. There's not a lot that needs to be done. Like, he can tweak a few things, and it would completely change, how everything looks.
Yeah, to play better lineups. That's all I need you to do.
But there you go, and that's in his control, even with the perceived lack of options. Because man can talk about the lack of options, and you look at the amount of injuries that Spurs have, If we had the injuries that Spurs had, and we had a depleted squad to the point where the manager was playing his second choice goalkeeper, his second choice back four, and all these things, and we were getting these results,
you'd be more understanding of it.
I'd be way more understanding. But when I look at this Man United squad and I see the bench that he's got available every game, bro, I'm sorry, I can't have sympathy.
No, and there should be no sympathy at Manchester United. Should be no sympathy. I wasn't no sympathy. No. You're at Manchester United Football Club. Perform better. I've been saying this. Perform better. Do better. In a terrible situation, do everything in your power. Like I said, lineups, personnel. If you do those two things, I think you would actually get better results, and I'd just be much more content with what's happening. I'll be like, all right, that's for the future. Okay, let's see how this goes. Well, we have to win that game against Spurs.
How do you think that game is gonna go before we wrap up, man? Because I'm not confident about that game. Even with all the injuries that Spurs have, I believe that if we win, Angie's in real trouble, bruv. Like, legit. Like, if we win that game, like, this manager is hanging on like by a thread, innit?
Yeah, I can't believe he's still there. It's gonna look like 13th versus 14th. It's gonna look like two mid-table teams. Very little. It will look very similar to us versus Fulham, us versus Palace, where it was 13th versus 14th or 14th versus 10th or wherever but two teams in the middle of the table. So it's going to be a lack of quality, and I think it's just going to be who's less shit, to be honest. Will this manager finally, if he picks the correct lineup with where Spurs are at in terms of their lack of options, will win the game? Or am I confident going into the game? No, I'm not confident going into any game because I don't know what we're going to get. Only saving grace is that we've been better away from home against big six sides, actually, and overall, now that I think about it. So that's they're the pluses that we've actually won away from home in big six games, because we hadn't done it in so long. Like, I don't think we've won there since 2021. Obviously, we won away at Arsenal, we won away at City, got a draw against Liverpool as well. So I'm hoping that continues and we get the win, and then we kick on from there. So with how it goes, I think we'll win the game, yes, but I think it will be a very low quality, scrappy affair. That's what I think.
Yeah, I think so. Man said if we don't win, Ange keeps his job and Ruben is under severe pressure. I don't know if we don't win. No, if we lose, if we draw, I don't think that puts the manager under pressure. I think a draw away from home against Spurs, like, the manager would probably take that now.
Of course he would, because he knows he's one loss away. So whether it's a terrible performance
or more pressure,
in terms of scoreline, you're under pressure. Like Leicester.
The thing is with Spurs, even though they're close to us in the table, they'll still be looking at Spurs like, like they're a big six team. Do you know what I mean? They're not going to be looking at it like it's 13 versus 14 or whatever it is.
Right, that's correct. Yeah, 13 versus 14. Like the Leicester game, I said it at halftime. That was a massive 45 minutes for him. If we would have lost that game, the pressure he would have been under. Look at the conversations we're having now. Look how people are talking about it now after that win. Imagine he had lost that game. At home, FA Cup a loss at home to Leicester, who are battling relegation, and also rotated some players. And then you look at who went out of the competition as well. People will talk about, oh, what a missed opportunity that was, etc., etc. So we'll see. I do want to see Ahmad and Doggy as wing backs. I want to see that.
I do, and I'd love to see Xerxes, Ahmad, and Kobe all starting, but bro, like, I just feel like that day ain't gonna come, bro.
It's got to.
I don't know why we can't see all of them.
It's got to, man. At some point, it's got to. At some point, he has to play those three. Has to, man. At some point, we gotta see. I want to see Doggy and Ahmad as the wing backs, and then Maino, Xerxes, Ericsson. Like, let's see, man. He has to. Xerxes deserves a run. Xerxes deserves a run. He does. Fully deserves a run.
Yeah, 100% he does, man. Big up everyone inside. Let's get these lights up, people, man. Over 1,000 in here. 1,100. Yeah, I'm saying we need that 600 lights, man. Obviously, before you wrap as well, I know, bruv, them man were asking me about the Super Bowl performance. I know you've seen it, bruv.
Of course. You know what I'm saying? Of course, man was there. That's all I was there for. I don't watch the NFL. You know what I'm saying? I was solely there for the Super Bowl performance. What was your thoughts on it? I'll give mine.
Bro, I thought it's sensational, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? I thought it's sensational. Like, bro, like the more I see it, the more it's sensational. Do you know what I'm saying? So
you like that type of diabolical behavior. I know you're a fan of the dark arts. That's why, man. You're a fan of. Look at you, man. You
horrible, blood. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was so bad, innit? That's why I loved it, because it was diabolical, bro. Like, it's like, bro, do you see the thing with the elephant? That, do you know what I mean? The elephant, the back in, bruv, there was a thing. I think it would have been, I can't remember what country it was in. I think it was in Asia. It was in Asia somewhere, but I'm not sure where in Asia, with the elephant, bro, where some elephant killed someone, and then came back and stamped out their grave at their funeral, blood, because I think
it was a woman. Yeah,
it was a woman.
How bad it is, I remember seeing this. Yeah, it was a woman.
That's what he, bruv, that's what he done. It was crazy.
He's literally dancing on his grave, and I'm all for it. Because
stamped out the grave, blood. You know,
anyone who's like, oh, it wasn't a good performance and he won. We've never seen
it was an amazing performance. You know what it is,
great.
Like, the fact that there's division there, it just shows you that in life, just because a lot of people might chat shit about what you're doing, that don't mean that you're not the guy, bro. You know them ones, because a lot of people just don't know anything, bro. Like, you need to understand, that the thing is, if the majority agree with you, then most of the time, that ain't where you're supposed to be anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, the amount of hate that people that are genuinely great get, it's a madness.
It's because he wasn't supposed to be. It's because people didn't expect this. He wasn't supposed. Because the only person who's taken this Drake L worse than Drake is his stance.
Yeah.
His stands really like they're legit.
Yeah, they've taken it badly.
They've taken, and it's like, yo, your man lost.
Yeah, and but you know what it is? You know why? Yeah, because
he lost.
Being a Drake fan, is like part of their identity. Do you know what I'm saying? Right. That's what it feels like. They lost, bruv.
Which, you know what? If you attach yourself so much to our eyes, maybe it is because he's lost and he's going to continue to lose. I've not seen a victory like it. Super Bowl most watched, trending number one on YouTube, trending number one on our socials. I think it's the most watched Super Bowl. He destroyed him and added in
133 million or something, the most watched Super Bowl ever or something like that.
I'm trying to talk about they don't want him to play. I want to play my favorite song, but I know they like to sue. He's just adding in different things of this nature. Smiling in the camera, Serena out there, the whole nine. Crazy work.
Everything about it was diabolical, and it was so well put together. It was so well thought. There's not another rapper on this planet, and there's probably not another artist on this planet that could have put together a story the way he put it together. Like just the creativity and the artistry. Forget rap for a second, just the artistry, from the way everything happened. Like it was crazy. Do you know what I mean?
Like, he put it together.
As soon as I saw Samuel L. Jackson, I was like, yo, this guy, they've done a madness, bro. Yeah, I'll be honest. The whole thing was a madness. Like, and people need to understand, that even the Black Panther tune, is a Drake diss. Like, these tunes are Drake disses. Like the verse that he rapped was a Drake diss. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many subliminals. He's dissing, man. It's so many different ways. From
like even with
having
the chain.
from having man's ex, yeah, singing on the same song that he's dissing man on, and then his other ex dancing where man's getting cooked, yeah. Like, everything's nuts, bro. Like, there's
And it's
so
all
many things that
calculated.
was going on, yeah.
So
Many things that was going on. Because yeah, it's a PG Lang chain, yeah, but he didn't need to have the small A, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? Because there's bare different PG Lang logos he could have had. He had PG Lang on the back of his jacket. How come he didn't have the A on his jacket?
No, he had the A there with some
That's
purpose. He knows
product placement. He let man know. Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, he done so many different things, and the way that they lowered the audio so you could hear the crowd singing A minor as well, because they lowered the audio on purpose.
They cut it out because they knew everyone was gonna sing it,
bro.
They knew everyone was gonna sing it.
It was diabolical. Everything about it was diabolical. That is the longest victory lap in the history of victory laps. This, bro,
we've never seen anything like it. We've never seen anything like it in terms of a victory lap, and I love it. I'm all for it. I love it.
Lie. And you know what? He performed all my favorite tunes on GNX, yeah. And then on top of that, I like the fact that he kept it current as well, because a lot of people go up there, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Usher be singing songs that are 20 years old.
The hits, like, the classics.
Yeah. I thought that his performance was terrible. Like, I thought that was one of the worst ones I've ever seen, the Usher one. And I'm an Usher fan. I didn't like it.
What did you want him to perform? What, more of his current hits rather than?
It's not even that. I just thought that it was messy. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I thought it was messy. Do you know what I mean? I see him on roller skates and topless, and it's like, bro, you're a big man now. You can't be backing off your top now. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's a bit weird. Like, you're like,
in the rain. Yeah.
Big man, you're nearly 50 now. You can't be doing that.
You're middle aged. I hate you.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and even this year, like the Lil Wayne thing as well. When man will cry and saying, "Oh, Wayne should have done it," bro. Listen, I'm not trying to hear. I'm not trying to hear Lil Wayne, bro. The you man saw the Lil Wayne WrestleMania thing.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good.
Bro, listen, Lil Wayne needs to just shave off them dreads. I'll be honest, because them things are holding on for their life. You know, like that. Like, bro, I'm not trying to see Lil Wayne go up there. Bro, he don't even remember the words to his raps, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's Kendrick's year. So what better? Who else? You can't not have him at the Super Bowl when he's coming off an electric year. This is his year. You know, like everyone has their moment. This is him having his moment. He's having his run.
Them man said Wheezy. Bro, imagine Lil Wayne, yeah, breath control, yeah, running around that big, bro, because they had the whole field, you know. And Kendrick used the whole field. Imagine Lil Wayne trying to remember his lyrics, control the whole fucking field as well, bro. He might have died.
Yeah,
I can't lie. He might have had a heart attack or a seizure on stage.
And respectfully, 2025, man, we trying to hear Kendrick because it was the biggest story of 2024. It's the biggest rap battle in terms of history, in terms of notoriety and eyeballs on it. The victor.
And then on top of that, I think him and SZA got the top 6 on Spotify now. So for all the people saying that it was shit and they didn't watch it, that you clearly watched it, bruv, because it's like it's the most watched thing ever. Man are still wheeling up the tune. They got Not Like Us back at #1 in the charts again after that. Again, so it's all lies, blood. Do you know what I mean? But again, yeah, negativity is loud, innit? So all the stuff that you see online, yeah, where man are chatting shit, they're actually a minority.
Absolutely.
But it's just that it just sticks out more. Do you know what I'm saying? Ain't no one trying to see Lil Wayne, bro, like in 2025, bro.
It was Kendrick's year, man. It was Kendrick's year last year. It's Kendrick's year this year. He deserved it because he won the battle. That 100%. was for top spot. He literally started the whole thing saying, fuck the big three, it's just big me. That was the battle for the crown between those three. Guess what? He won. Whether you like him or not, he won. J. Cole backed out of it. It was them 1-on-1. He won. He won. Same way when Drake beat Meek, no one were complaining, saying, oh, he's going too far and and he had him up on the screen. I think it was at a concert or Summer Jam or whatever it was. Kendrick just done it to he's just done it to a greater level. Where be quiet. You're not the only rapper to take an L. Other rappers have taken L's and other rappers will take L's in the future. This is just a horrendous one. You've got to hold that, but you can't. You can't. And he's going to continue. He's going on tour now.
That's it. Wayne year was 07. There you go. You know what I'm saying? The same way, man, are not trying to see Ronaldinho back, yeah. Man are not trying to see Lil Wayne back. You know what I'm saying? He had his time. Do you know what I mean? So, like, I thought that performance was sensational. You know what I mean? That's a performance that man will watch for years to come. Like, and
Absolutely.
this is what it is. And do you know what I'm saying? In terms of like real hip hop and the culture, blood, he cemented himself.
Yes.
He cemented himself as one of the goats, blood. Like he's
Absolutely.
there, like now. Like it's not debatable anymore.
He's the top one. Like I said, this was for the belt. Because if
It
Drake
was,
would have won,
for real, that was for the belt. For real.
belt. And if Drake would have won and was running around doing this, guess what? I'd be sat here saying the exact same thing. Hey, props to Drake. You did the business.
To
you
be
won.
fair, if Drake smoked
like
him in the battle, you're right. People would have been saying he was the greatest. Some people were saying he was the greatest even before that and using numbers.
Exactly. So it's like, yo, it was the big three. It's just big me. All right, cool. We finally got the answer. It took a long time because of the type of rappers those three are. Because if that was three street rappers, 1 year, 1 year, two, it wouldn't have been all decade plus where we had to find out who was the best. We finally got the battle we wanted.
Yeah,
we finally got it.
Yeah,
we won. You know what I'm saying? Props to Kendrick, man. Great performance. I was solely there for Not Like Us.
100%. You see this comment, Let me tell you why this comment, is wrong. Because man is saying that your biggest moment was about someone else. That just like I said, just because other people aren't saying something about you, that doesn't mean it's not true. Look at fucking Terence Crawford, for example, bro. It took for him to beat Errol Spence, for people to put the respect on his name. But he was knocking people out, bro. He was making good boxers look shit to the point where people were like, oh, he ain't got nothing on his resume. He ain't got nothing on his resume. Then he fucked up Errol Spence. Then all of a sudden, now man are saying, yo, is he one of the greatest of all time, bro? Like, how would he have done against Floyd Mayweather at that rate? Bro, man wasn't talking about that till he knocked out Errol Spence, bro. Facts. Like, Drake was just his Errol Spence.
Yeah, that was his battle because Kendrick had been majorly successful before.
Everyone knew that Kendrick was the guy, bro. Everyone knew he was the guy. But at the end of the day, man are going to say, who have you fought, though? All right, cool. Well, I fucked up the main guy. So what now? Do you know what I'm saying? So this is what it is, bro. So there was bare doubting, bro. Like, bare people had Errol Spence, as the favorite against Bud. I didn't.
Yeah, I had it 51-49.
People were saying it was a 50-50 fight. People thought Drake and Kendrick was a 50-50 fight.
That's what it is.
And he Terence Crawforded him, bro.
He destroyed him. He absolutely
man said he's whooping feet as well, blood.
He destroyed him.
That's what happened.
He absolutely destroyed him, and that's where people issue lies is now. It's his biggest moment is him. His biggest moment is talking about another man. Your man lost. It's all excuses. Whether it is or it isn't, he lost.
Yeah.
Whether it is your man got his ass kicked. I'm saying he did. Your man lost. That's why you hear all of these excuses. Because when Drake ran through Meek and won that battle, no one were talking like this. When he destroyed him and back-to-back was ringing out everywhere, there was no back-to-backs being overplayed. Or it's when Drake took the picture with Will Smith and I think was it Kevin Hart, someone else from Philadelphia. When he went and did the album he did a joint album with, I think it was Future and Meek Mill had said that's his favorite. No one wants it, but now he's got Serena out there dancing.
Chain and all these other things.
Yes.
Yeah, he was doing all that.
It was a prop, but now you lost. That's it, man. Your guy lost. Oh, your biggest moment. Like Kendrick was Kendrick before this. This is just added to it from a commercial success. But Kendrick is still majorly successful.
100%.
And I'm not even a Kendrick fan like that, people.
Facts. And that's why you look at this. Same with Mahomes, Like at his age, he's accomplished more than everyone else. By the end of the day, he's going to be compared to someone else, that's already at the end of his career, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? That and already done. His story's already been told. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is it. And it's the same with Lewis Hamilton as well, bro. Like we know that Lewis Hamilton, is the greatest guy to drive a fucking car. Do you know what I'm saying? But he's always going to be compared to Schumacher.
Of course, all the time. Always going to be compared to Schumacher. Because guess what? When you are great in your field, then they always say, all right, how would you have done against people in previous times? That always happens. Happens with football. Oh, he's 100%. Great. Is he better than such and such? Messi, Ronaldo are great. Are they better than R9 and Ronaldinho? R9 and Ronaldinho would have been compared to the people before them and so forth. Same with boxers, like you said, with Crawford, with Mayweather, with whoever. Hearns, Hagler, the list goes on. Ali, like, how would they have done? It's always like that.
100% people. So, like, it just is what it is, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Man's got a Pulitzer Prize and all these things. A man are talking about, your best moment, bro. He's had so many moments that other man had.
That's
Do you know what I'm
lie.
saying? Like
If he's
he's
not
had so
following
much
Kendrick.
recognition from everywhere. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
he
a lie.
doesn't need it. He didn't need this. He didn't need this to cement his legacy.
It was
His
always
legacy was already there, bro. It's just that the fucking the casuals now, yeah, they know that man's on bodies. But everyone that has been following him from the beginning already knew he was that guy, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying?
Crazy people. If Drake would have won it, would have been his biggest moment.
It
Because
would
it's
have
the
been his
biggest.
big,
Because it's
yeah,
the two.
because it was
It's
the
two of
biggest
the
moment
biggest
in hip
rappers.
hop.
Yes, it's the
Yeah.
biggest moment we've seen in hip hop, and it's been the biggest moment in the social media. All eyes was on it. It stopped. That's what it is.
But this is a fact,
All
though, because
eyes was
people
on
need to understand that people do all the hit 'em up stuff, yeah. But bro, that wasn't internet times.
Yeah, it wasn't internet.
Do you know what
like
I'm
if that was
saying?
internet times, yes, but this is internet times. This was this was the two most popular boxers fighting each other. It was
Yeah.
always going to be, even if you got a better win, it was always going to be. This is, I'm trying to think it. This is Canelo, Anthony Joshua. Even though it would never happen, they're the two biggest fighters in terms.
They're the two biggest in terms of numbers.
In terms of numbers, so if they was same weight and fought, they would be classed as whoever won that. That would be classed as their biggest win because it's the most notoriety, even if there's better wins on their resume.
Absolutely.
These are the two. This ain't because Drake got his ass kicked by Pusha T. But guess what?
Yeah,
Pusha T ain't on the level in terms of notoriety of a Kendrick. So it's not spoken about as much. But we've seen other rappers take L's. Like that's what, because Pusha T walked through him, but he just didn't have a hit. I think Kendrick had a universal, not even a hit, anthem. He had an anthem. Like people forget that. Don't overlook the fact that he had an anthem. There's a difference between a hit record and an anthem.
And then dissed you on the biggest stage, yeah, in sports.
In sports, worldwide. It's a wrap, man. Show's over, man.
Do you know what I'm saying? This is it. So it doesn't matter how people feel about it, yeah. Like he would have been silly if he didn't capitalize on the moment because the Bray just won 5 Grammys. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Your Grammys capitalize. What we talking about here? Do the business.
That's it. Man. He just won 5 Grammys. So people upset, yeah, that he continued to cook Drake. Nah, bro. Listen, man had to make sure, innit? Man had to make sure that, yeah, man lived in the moment and he done that. So it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. So I can't lie, bro. People can cry all they fucking want.
People can cry. I love it and Drake's also because he's not used to this. Like, because he's never taken. He's taken L's, and we knew the Pusha T L was bad, but you taking an L now on a worldwide scale because this is the most. This is the again back to boxing. This is the fight that sold the most. This broke all the records in terms of pay-per-view.
This was Rumble in the Jungle, bro.
Yes. The world stopped to the point 10 years from now we'll be talking about this because it's internet. It's the biggest battle in the social media era where we're all in one room. I remember doing playoff games and those two dropping and us talking about it because I'm up late. So when these tracks are dropping, it's like, right, yo, Kendrick dropped again or Drake dropped again. Props to them both, man. I'm glad they both engaged, man. I'm glad they both engaged.
Nothing but facts, my brother. Oh, big up the chat. Yeah, we are gonna do the watch along. I've got it on anyway, so we're just gonna roll through to the next stream. Anyway. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, bruv. Do you know what I mean? You drizzy guzzlers, bruv. You know what I'm saying, bro? You man enjoy that, bro. That's what, bro. They're crying, bro. Do you know what I mean? The pain that these man have got.
The man lost. Their hero lost, man.
Bruv, you lost, bruv.
Your hero lost, man. I get it. It hurts, man. It's like when the Avengers lost in Infinity War, man. That hurt me. I get it. I get it. When that man lost, I was genuinely hurt by that. You know what I'm saying? When Thanos snapped the fingers, I was 100%. Like, nah, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? I was genuine. I turned to my brother like, yo, what the fuck's going on? Where the man at?
Funny, bro. You know what I'm saying? You look, make sure you subscribe to Sarcasm City TV. The link is in the title, people. You already know what it is. I know the match is on. Do you know what I'm saying? I've got it on anyway. So yeah, bruv, we're running the watch along back to back. So obviously you lot just need to stay here and refresh. Do you know what I mean? What you got coming up today anyway, my bro?
Yeah, people. But first and foremost, blessed for having me as always, Vance. Appreciate it. Big up the chat. Always, please run up the likes as well. United City show tonight, people. We'll be back midnight UK time with my Don Vader, hopefully talking about a heavy City L. So we can drink, you can drink his tears. That's what it is. So yeah, people, that's the show I got coming up on the YouTube channel. So yeah, blessings as always, Rance, man. Big up.
Come on, people. So yeah, man, big up everyone inside. I mean, the link to the Clips channel is in the title as well. And yeah, man, run up the likes here, people. And yeah, I'll see you guys back here in a second.